We all understand how important this week is for the San Francisco 49ers as they get ready to face off the Chiefs. And we know what happened the last time the Chiefs and 49ers played, which is why this is such a big deal. But I've also heard from fans who have said it's not a big deal. This game doesn't matter. It's not an NFC opponent. It doesn't impact the 49ers playoff seedings and things of that nature. So I was actually surprised to hear that from some of the fans. So that's why it's actually interesting to hear Fred Warner's take on playing the Chiefs since the last time they played. And of course, Fred's never beat the Chiefs. So what this game means and how important it is to being able to hear directly from a player himself, the leader of the locker room, Fred Warner, leader of the defense, and how he feels about this game and what it means and the importance of it. Take a listen to Fred Warner as he joined KNBR to discuss how this is a big one coming on up.
So listen, I mean, we didn't want to make this all about the Super Bowl rematch, such a tired narrative, but here it comes. You're going to face it Wednesday and Thursday in the media and all that stuff. But just in general, like, you know, your mindset going into this game, because, yeah, it is another game, and, yeah, there's a game right after it, Dallas Cowboys, and then there's a bye week, and then there's the Bucs and all that stuff. But will there be something to seeing the jersey and the helmet and seeing 15 back there for the Chiefs that makes it a different game, and how do you think you'll react?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important. This is an important game for us. One, because of where we're at in the season. We haven't had the start that we would have wanted, but we got that win on Thursday night and put ourselves in position to do everything we want to do going forward. And we got to prove to ourselves that we can win. Against great football teams in this league. I mean, the Chiefs are undefeated this year and still at the top of their game. And like you mentioned, they still got 15 back there, and I have yet to beat them. I think I played against them maybe 4 times now and have yet to beat them. So I think it's important. It's an important game for us to try to get over that hump and get this win.
Yeah, for sure. And seeing 15, and just to kind of focus on that, like Mahomes, like obviously all the respect in the world, but you want to get one on him, right? I mean, I don't know whether it's a pick, a forced fumble. There's something. You guys got to let 15 know that you guys can get him.
Listen, whatever it takes, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to win. Like I mentioned before, like any of those punch outs or interceptions and things like that, like they're great statistical wise and all that. But like at the end of the day, like I just want to do whatever it takes to win. If I finish with 2 tackles and we win the game, like, hey, we did whatever it took to win the game. So that's something that we talk about every week, what it takes to win, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. And we're going to hone in on that and try to find a way, man.
Moving on from number 15 to 87, got to ask you about Travis Kelce, because on Sports Talk Radio, we talk about systems so much, whether it's Kyle Shanahan's system or Andy Reid's system. But I think one of the best things that Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes do is go off script. So what is that like for you dropping back in coverage, knowing that at any given time, Travis Kelce can call his own audible and try to find that soft spot of the defense?
Yeah, it's just having an awareness, really, of knowing where he's at all times, and you realize that with those off-schedule plays, you gotta cover a little extra longer, than what you're probably used to. So you gotta put your track cleats on, you're ready to run all day, and eat a good breakfast before, because it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, he likes to find those things. Wrapping up here, our last few minutes here with Fred Warner, our 49er Player of the Week. I'm looking at the defensive totals in general. There's so many different ways to use DVOA or EPA, whatever, all the stats now. But there's old-fashioned yards. You guys have only allowed one team to get 400 yards, and it was the Vikings got 403. You've held 1, 2, 3 other teams under 300. I'm just kind of wondering, like, statistically, and, you guys are 3-3 as a team. But fans are like, oh, man, Nick Sorensen's defense, I don't trust it yet because the Niners are losing games late. I don't know. You tell us, what's it like playing for Nick Sorensen and Brandon Staley? How are you guys progressing under them, and what's the identity you guys are trying to achieve?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. I love Coach Sorensen. I think Brandon Staley's been a great addition for us as well with what he brings. But it's a work in progress. Like anytime you have a new group with new leadership and new players, it takes time. It's going to take time for us to get to where we want to be. Our standard is being the number 1 defense. That's all. That's all we're ever shooting for. That's the only thing on my mind. And I know that if we're playing like that, then we give our team the best chance to win and get to where we want to go. So like I said, it's a work in progress. Everybody just got to be patient, and we'll keep working hard to make sure that we're the best that we can be.
So as you can tell from Fred Warner, not only is he discussing us from a record perspective, obviously you want to beat the undefeated Chiefs, you want to beat the best teams in the league, of course, all of those things. This is personal for these guys. These guys have never beaten the Chiefs, and that includes 2 Super Bowls. So when fans say, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal, it's just another game on the schedule," blah 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 blah. That's not how football works. When you look at how these guys are discussing this game, there's a lot of scars and baggage that come along with the logo on the side of that red helmet. So they're looking at this like a team they haven't been able to get past. They haven't been able to get the upper leg on. And that is a huge mental component to football. Going up against a team like you've heard about, look at the guys on the wall behind me. The way Joe Montana has talked about the Dallas Cowboys and them finally beating the Cowboys and what that meant and how it springboarded the 49ers franchise organized. Like these games matter. Getting beyond and this mental hurdle that sometimes standing in front of you that another team possesses over you, it's a real thing. It is. The 49ers have it for some other teams right now that really just seemingly can't beat the 49ers whenever, right now, knock on wood, it's Dallas. Dallas has a really hard time with the 49ers. Obviously, they're having a hard time with a lot of teams at the moment, but still, there's these ebbs and flows. And again, it's why I always like to pinpoint the human element of football. Is it's really easy just to talk about what's going on the field, but you got to talk about what's going on in the helmet because that's what drives what we see on the field. And those experiences, those emotions, those things play into how these players perform. And so with the Chiefs coming to Levi's Stadium undefeated and the San Francisco 49ers trying to get their season back on track, this game has a lot of momentum behind it that can propel the 49ers into a really, really good spot this year. Because again, if you beat the Chiefs and then you beat the Cowboys and you head into the bye with 2 games up on your record, being 5-3, that's a much different spot than being 4-4. That's a much different spot than being 3-5. So getting into the bye with 2 wins is crucial for the 49ers. Obviously, if they split, it's not the end of the world. It's not the ideal situation to be in. But if you can get away with these 2 wins, head into the bye week 5-3, getting ready to face off against the Tampa Bay Bucks in Tampa with potentially Christian McCaffrey returning, that changes the entire dynamic of the season. It changes the outlook of the season. It changes the mentality, the vibe, the momentum, all of it. And so this is a crucial game. It's a crucial game for multiple reasons, but I think the most important is this team just getting over the hump and finally beating the Chiefs. And I know the fans will feel the same way. It'll feel like a giant weighted blanket has been lifted off of you anytime you see the Chiefs on the schedule. So I think it's important, and I do think Fred, while not wanting to give a ton into it, I think you can tell just by the short couple answers that he has that it is important and it does mean a lot. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think this game matters? Do you think it's important to beat the Chiefs, all things considered? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.